Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we're exploring the top 5 religions in Australia, diving into their historical roots, how they've evolved over time, and where they were brought from by migrants. We'll also look at recent developments and changes in religious trends across the country. Let's get started.
Number 1. Christianity.
Christianity remains the most practiced religion in Australia, though its influence has been steadily declining over recent decades. A large portion of Australians still identify as Christian, reflecting the country's deep historical foundations. Originally brought by British settlers, Christianity has evolved through the contributions of diverse migrant communities, including Lebanese Christians, Filipino Catholics, African Pentecostals, and others who have enriched its cultural and denominational diversity. Despite its deep roots in Australian society, Christianity is experiencing a notable decline. Factors such as increasing secularization, growing skepticism toward institutions, and high-profile scandals have led many to distance themselves from traditional church practices, especially among younger generations. Still, Christianity continues to play a visible role in public life, particularly through its presence in education, healthcare, and social services, with many well-established schools, hospitals, and charities operating under Christian values.
Number 2. No religion.
While not a religion in the traditional sense, identifying with no religion has become one of the most significant trends in Australia's spiritual landscape. This group includes people who describe themselves as atheists, agnostics, humanists, or simply spiritual but not religious. It also reflects those who may have grown up in religious households but no longer identify with any organized faith. The rise of this category reflects broader cultural shifts, especially among younger generations who value individual choice, critical thinking, and personal freedom over inherited beliefs. Education plays a big role too. With greater access to information and exposure to diverse worldviews, many Australians are questioning long-held traditions and choosing paths that align more closely with science, ethics, and personal experience rather than doctrine. Social changes have also contributed to this shift. Issues like marriage equality, gender rights, and environmental concerns often highlight differences between modern values and traditional religious teachings, leading some to distance themselves from organized religion altogether. Despite this trend, it's important to note that many non-religious Australians still engage in spiritual practices or celebrate cultural aspects of religious holidays. The key difference is a preference for personal meaning over institutional authority.
Number 3. Islam.
Islam is the third largest religion in Australia, practiced by a growing number of Australians. The Muslim community has been shaped largely by migration, first through post-war arrivals from countries like Lebanon and Turkey, and later by refugees and skilled migrants from many different regions around the world. Over time, the community has become more visible and well-established with the development of Islamic schools, halal food businesses, and greater representation in politics, media, and public life. At the same time, Australian Muslims have faced significant challenges, including rising Islamophobia and increased public scrutiny, particularly during periods of global tension and conflict.
Number 4. Hinduism.
Hinduism is the fourth largest religion in Australia, with a growing number of followers, largely influenced by increased migration from India in recent decades. Australia's expanding international student sector and skilled migration programs have played a major role in bringing more Hindu families into the country, particularly in major cities like Sydney and Melbourne. Prominent places of worship such as the Sri Venkateswara Temple in Helensburgh and the Shiva Vishnu Temple in Carrum Downs have become important cultural and spiritual centers for the community. As the Hindu population has grown, so too has its visibility in Australian society. Major festivals like Diwali and Holi are now widely celebrated and increasingly recognized across the broader community.
Number 5. Buddhism.
Buddhism is the fifth largest religion in Australia, with a growing number of Australians identifying with the tradition. The faith was primarily introduced through migration from Asian countries, especially as immigration policies became more inclusive of non-European nations. Over time, Buddhist communities have expanded across major cities like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, with temples and meditation centers becoming more widespread. There has also been a noticeable rise in convert Buddhists, particularly among younger Australians who are drawn to the practice for its focus on mindfulness, mental well-being, and meditation.
Recent trends and changes.
Across all these belief systems, Australia is witnessing a dynamic transformation in how people relate to religion. The country's multicultural identity continues to shape its spiritual landscape, with new voices and traditions gaining recognition. At the same time, there's a growing comfort in stepping away from traditional labels, showing that Australians are redefining what faith, spirituality, and identity mean in the modern era. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another update. If you'd like us to cover more topics like this, whether it's about culture, history, or current events, let us know in the comments below.